Hey, this is Matt once again. Welcome back to the videos of the paid request. This time for Ronald. Thank you so much for that. And sorry I hesitated because he wanted me to react to an Aster short film, The Strange Things About the Johnsons from 2011. First off, for those interested in requesting any type of reviews, topics, reactions, commentaries, random topics, whatever it may be, feel free to send it either directly to my PayPal or join my Patreon. Both links are down below in the info box. I might have seen this short film before, and if it's the one I'm thinking of, I know why you want me to react to it, man. Because number one is Ari Aster, my favorite director. You know, of such great movies like Hereditary, where a kid's head gets popped like a head dispenser, and the ending was like the Burger King drown, and Midsommar, where a person jumps off a cliff, and instead of thinking about that person, jump off a cliff, and we need to get out of here and survive. Let's have a 10-minute argument about our college term papers. Just priorities. I'm surprised he didn't direct The Lighthouse, but that was someone else. Which I hated that movie too. But yeah, I think I know what this movie is, so I know what I'm... If it's what I remember, I know what I'm getting myself into, and it's one of these another, like... So, it is on YouTube. The one I'm watching is 29 minutes and 6 seconds long. I'm not going to show it because YouTube is hypocritical when it comes to copyright. So, I'll have the link down below. You can feel free to follow along in another tab or browser, whatever. 3, 2, 1, pressing play. I have a feeling this slapping is someone jerking their Johnson. Speaking of Johnsons, yep. I think this is the film I'm thinking of. Yeah, and you find it's like a picture of his dad, because he's jerking the Johnson to his dad. No. Yeah, I think it's like a picture to his dad. Just from what I remember about this, spoiler alert, that it's trying to be a twist on the adult parent, whatever, being a predator to the kids. What if a kid was a predator to his adult or his dad or his parent, and trying to be a twist on that? I mean, I guess technically that is a unique concept. Technically that is an original concept. And how do I put it? Maybe that does happen in real life, because it's not all men are doing it to women. There are women that do it to men. It's not all white people doing it to races. There are races that do it to white people as well. Everybody, every race, every color, every creed, every sex, every gender, every age has bad apples, rotten apples among the whole group. I don't care what your skin color, your age, there's always going to be a section that makes it bad for the rest of us. But it's just one of those that I don't know. I didn't really need to see it, and I don't know, just honestly, just something I just don't give a shit about seeing. And really, like right there, 3 minutes in, boom, you got the gist of it. You don't really need to have any more, but like everything else, gotta go over long. He's obviously smiling. What the fuck you talking about, photographer? 14 years later. You definitely see the dad's demeanor has very much changed. So while this guy is married, this guy is a lot more glum. Because it's trying to be. It's trying to be a twist on a whole idea. Yeah, a father doing it to his son. What if a son did it to his father? And again, I can appreciate the originality of that because it's not something you really see a lot of movies do. But I guess it just obviously meant to be. It's not meant to be quote entertainment. It's meant to be thought provoking. It's meant to elicit maybe dialogue, to or just be creepy existence of a film. But I don't know how to put it. It's meant to be uncomfortable, and that's the whole purpose to be uncomfortable. As one of those things that I don't know how to explain it. I get the gist of it within 5 minutes, and then I don't need to see any more of it. I don't know how else to word it. Like even if it was a father doing to his son, I'm like, okay, I get the gist of it. I don't want to see any more of it. I don't know how else to word it. Just not something I care to continue watching and seeing and stuff. Yeah, I think she catches something happening. I forget what it is. Obviously, hearing the noises in the back. The back door, the back rectum, whatever it may be. And she doesn't say anything. And the father's crying. And she's not gonna say anything. And he's crying and all that. I goes with her like, what's she gonna say? Hey, you enjoying the shrimp? You enjoying the, I don't know, tater tots? By the way, your son's sucking your dad off. Would you like a martini? You know? Would you like, I don't know, some Fid Newtons? I think the kid already got some Fid Newtons. So you have like seemingly the all-American kid, seemingly all nice and buried and prim and proper, but there's other shit's going on. And, you know, one keeps quiet because, for some fucking reason, I guess, again, I guess it'd be awkward, to say the least. This guy sucked his dad off. Fuck the awkwardness. I actually can't remember what else happened after this part. Like the first like 10 minutes is like, okay, yeah, this seems familiar. And now I'm trying to remember. Of course, fucking piece of shit computers. They always screw everything up. So the show was his thesis film while studying at the American Film Institute's graduate school in California. Premiering at the Slamdance Film Festival in January before it leaked online in November and went viral. Cocoon, man. Cocoon, cocoon. I bet it doesn't have Wilford Brimley in it. The idea behind the short had arisen from a discussion with some friends about taboo topics during the summer preceding his first year at AFI, American Film Institute. Brandon Greenhouse, who plays Isaiah, who is the the kid grown up. Why would you leave it? Even I mean, it's not much of a hiding place. Why don't you just give it to her? Like personally. Brandon Greenhouse, who plays Isaiah, had previously worked on Project Aster and was there since conception. We were talking about topics that are too taboo to be explored, so we arrived at taboos that weren't even taboos because they were so unfathomable. And the most popular was that of a son doing stuff to his father. It was shot in 35mm, bit of an uphill battle to make it there politically. AFI is an industry school. They're very Hollywood oriented and they want to train you to become a Hollywood filmmaker. And the films they show, the incoming fellows are very politically correct. Oscar movies. And I thought, what's the worst thing I can make at AFI? To ask, what can't I do? And why can't I do it? Well, his son abusing his dad, so we should make that movie. And then figure out what makes that palatable, how to make that work. Effusive acclaim to disgusted vitriol in terms of the internet, that means it's a hit. We should be applying the fact this is from so Malcolm, who is an African American survivor of incestual abuse, said that the father's performance was brilliant. We should applaud the fact that someone has finally shown true courage of proposing the question, what if? What if these strange events were happening behind the closed doors of the Smiths, the Rosenbergs, the Mortimers, the Herreras? What if these strange things were happening to me? I will say it is well acted, to be fair. It is well acted, and it being a short film, at least it's only 30 minutes long. And again, the sort of twist of things where, again, it would be a father doing this to a kid, but what if the kid did to his father? And that makes it much more unique. And maybe this kind of stuff has happened, but hasn't really been heard because of the way certain people maybe ignore it, or if they admit it, then they feel embarrassed, or they feel this and that. And again, to create that kind of maybe dialogue between folks, if it did, I don't know. Of course, then maybe the question would come up, you know what, just, you see that kid, just boom, punch him in the mouth or something, or maybe he would be accused of it more so than the son, and because it would be unfathomable and such. He's playing off all nice and cool. Oh, I think I vaguely remember what happens. He gets, well, taped, but it's not taped. There's another letter that rhymes with taped. Although maybe a good punch to the face would, have him back off. I don't know. And she doesn't. She ignores it again. So it was the wife character. She ignores it again, and just keeps ignoring it. Even though your husband's screaming in pain, screaming. But I mean, sadly, there are family members that have ignored it, that have ignored their family's pain because it makes it that much more, quote, easier to handle to just ignore. And it's doing its purpose is to be a bit unnerving. I mean, when you say, well, it's not something I really want to see, well, of course it's not something you want to see. It's just not something I really gravitate towards. But if I'm being honest, after watching like Hereditary and Midsommar and Beau was Afraid, I forgot about that. I honestly think this is his best movie, to be honest. I honestly think this is his best film. I would say that. But I guess for me, it's just, other than its ideas, as a story, it's pretty much just rinse and repeat, ignoring the problem, guy's being abusive, rinse and repeat, what happened in the bathroom, rinse and repeat. It's kind of a rinse and repeat idea for a good number of time. I have a feeling this is the type of thing that you could watch and someone, if you watch it with someone, someone turns to you and goes, "Why the fuck did you make me watch this?" and just fucking leave the room. What the fuck is this shit? What the fuck you made me watch this? Like I said, I mean, the reason he made this is this: I want to make something fucked up to get attention, which it did, obviously, because this led to him getting movies. That's now you gotta watch both ways. You're supposed to be watching both ways when you cross the street. You always watch both ways. He looks like he's ready to piss his pants. But the way he was crossing his legs, he's like, "I gotta pee." I know, I'm not supposed to be making jokes. Sir, you're not supposed to move the body. You're supposed to make sure for the paramedics. Don't move the body, please. Do not move the body, please. The guy in the van, what'd he do? Skedaddle and get the fuck out of Dodge? I don't know where the guy in the van went. Maybe it's that the van that was down by the river. But I don't want to be like an asshole about the topic. It is a very, very serious topic that maybe the idea would seem a bit ridiculous to people because it's a son doing it to a dad. Uh, Maybe that's why you don't really. I don't know, just. Oh, now you don't say something, lady? No, you don't say shit. You've been silent for all this fucking time. You just shut up. You just. It's just as much your fault as well, being silent. Why didn't you ask this during prom night? Should have picked you up and put you in a fucking pile driver is what you should have done. Why didn't you say something? Punch him in the face. There you go. Ooh. Ooh, shit. That's a big old punch. Should have gone for the head. Either head. Oh, shit. He doesn't see that she's reaching for something? There you go. Beat the shit out of him. There you go. Kick his ass, Seabass. Okay, he's a bunch of squishy now. You can stop. You just stop. Think he's dead as fuck now. Just look at some user reviews. A lot of good reviews, but I'm just looking at the lesser ones, just curious what they say. Unsettling, uncomfortable movie. Well, decently well done story. Pretty disgusting. You sure you want to throw that in? That might be evidence to people go, why the fuck did you kill your son? It's kind of a stupid idea. Because that's your, I mean, that is, I guess people could assume that, well, you typed that out yourself, but I don't know. Maybe have his fingerprints on it or something. Hmm. Well, there you go. And she threw that in like, I guess she had read that before. When had she read that? Did she read that before all this? If so, then she would have already known the details. Did she read it after this? So yeah, I think because I have seen this before, it was a long, long, long time ago. I was probably a lot more adamant, and now I'm like, yeah, that's Ari Aster. At least it's 30 minutes long. At least it's well acted. It's I don't want to call it it's a different idea. But it's one of those scenes where how else to word it does what it's set out to do, create controversy, create visceral reactions, positive or negative, to get him noticed by making something fucked up. He succeeded, and there's at least no nudity. When the attack happens, you don't see anything, as in, it's not push into exploitation territory. Obviously, that is a very serious subject matter. I guess it's one of those that as you watch, you're going, okay, as a story, it's just kind of, this is what happened. He dies. The mom should have said something. She didn't. Fight with the kid, kills the kid, the end. And it's like, I guess it's stupid to say not my kind of story, because it's not really anyone's kind of story, but it's just kind of, maybe the reaction I'm having is the reaction that is supposed to happen from this kind of movie. So I don't know how else to word it. So, again, maybe because I knew going ahead what it was. I mean, it being 30 minutes, less than 30 minutes, helps. Because it's at least short. It's at least well acted. It's at least not too exploitation filled. In a weird way, it doesn't feel so much it has its head up its own ass compared to his feature-length films, especially Beau Was Afraid. So I don't know if I want to say it feels. I don't know if I want to say it feels less pretentious. There's a little bit of that in it, but I don't know, I don't fucking know. There's a reason why he called it the Johnsons. I don't think that was a mistake or random as he called the Johnsons. Among other shit, but it is what it is. It is what it is. We will see you later. Bye-bye. That's what he should have done to the sun. Later.